Hello everyone. I've decided to do rather a wacky sheep for you today. It's going to be taken from my sketch pad again. It's a lovely dark tonal sketch that I've done. I like all of the texture in here, the scribbly texture that I've got. I actually did this in a sheep market, March 2012. So it's always good to keep your sketchbooks and to revisit them. So this is what I'm going to do, and I know this is going to look odd, but this is how I've started, which you might be aghast at it. And in some ways, it doesn't resemble that very much. But what I've done is I've put art bars, which are like a stick. You can use any blocks of watercolour to put the watercolour directly onto the paper. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray. Now, I've got a spritzer with just water in it. I've got my watercolours here at the ready, and I've got a pointer brush. The pointer brush comes to a lovely point, and I'm going to use that for maybe dropping in colour, moving the pigment around, but primarily I'm going to just spray. Now, I don't want to spray my sketch, so I might just move it a little bit. And then I'm going to gently spray and tilt. So I'm going to face this towards you, so that hopefully you can see what happens. I'll put it flat to begin with, and then just spray. And just let it sit. Watch the colours start to hydrate and lift. A little bit more. The more water, the more the colours will run, which is actually what I want. Ooh la la, that's quite strong. I've used quite a combination of colours here, and I kind of want to keep the textures. So that's a lot of water. Unfortunately, I can't show you the side. I can lift it up and hopefully you may see that is quite a lot of water, but actually that's a good thing. So it's hydrating all of those lovely pigments. I'm just going to block a section and wet the top, because I want to kind of bring this in. I want to start to tilt it. Oh, another bit here I think I'm going to wet. I've got my tissue at the ready. So here's my tissue that I can pick it up if I feel it's too wet. But I actually want it to start, to create these wonderful textures. I'm hoping you're going to be able to see as I lift it up. You should be able to just see these lovely textures being formed here, these little islands. I'll just mop this, just let that go into the background. And as I watch what's happening, his face will just sort of start to appear. I love all these blues. Now, I don't want to lose the texture. It is just a waiting game. I think I'm going to put some more. Oh, I know, it's ever so daring. I kind of want some on the face, a little bit more on the face. You've got to be really quite daring. I think it's really hard when you've got something and you think, well, I really like that, and then it all changes. Now at this point, all these textures are going to stay. I've got it on hard board, and I can start to tilt it and bring back the colour. Do you know, I love that blue, and I wish I'd put some in the top. So I'm just going to get some strong blue. This is ultramarine. I might put a little bit of turquoise in it and just drop a little bit in here. I wish I'd put some of this here. So I don't want to agitate it. If I agitate, it will start, you'll lose all that texture. It'll just start to turn to mush. So it's really important. Oh, it's looking really, really nice. And of course, when this eventually dries, you can work on the top of it. But what I'm enjoying about this is that as we're watching what's happening, you see you're getting these lovely little textured areas. Some of it will look quite grey, which is actually what I want. I wanted that sort of sheep colour. Obviously, my sketch is just a tonal sketch. I'm just going to tilt this a little bit. Bring this back in, tilt it to the side. So if I move it this way, nice. Okay. Take it back in there. Okay, that is looking nice. If I want to get rid of anything, so if I didn't want the texture, I get my brush, if I do this little bit here for you, and I would just literally touch the surface, and that will get rid of any of the texture you don't want. But I quite like the texture, but it's easy to get rid of. So any of these little bits, look, I can just blend those in. And I can also move them around just like paint. So it's surprising how painterly it can be. So anything I don't want, any textures, I do like those though. I don't want to get rid of too many of them. But imagine if we got rid of the texture in the background, how we'd then look at the sheep. Okay, so let's do that. I know already you're thinking, but you weren't going to get rid of the texture. The thing is though, once you start, if I just put this on the flat now, once you start, you adapt to what's happening. So the bit at the background, look how that is now just this sumptuous dark. I'm going to put that on the ear as well. Gosh, I don't want to do that too much. I don't want to lose it. Some of you may be thinking, you've already lost it. But honestly, this is just lovely. If I just tap it, all those textures will still be there. But all I'm doing is agitating that pigment. I like that. I don't want to lose that. But I prefer this on the background. This is more interesting. And it means that I'm now looking at the sheep more, and the texture is just on the sheep. So that was a good idea. Now, have I got the right shape here? I think I have. So every time I'm touching this, you'll notice, I'll show you, there's a lot on the brush. It's very dark. It's picked this up. So it's really important. So I've put a little bit of dark there, that you don't transfer this, say, onto a light area. So if I put this here, dark. So I'm being quite cautious here. But that is great fun. And I like these soft colours here. That's looking quite nice. That's actually very much in keeping with my sketch. And then when this is completely dry, I'll bring it up so you can see it a little closer. Look at those gorgeous textures. Don't want to tilt it too much. But when that's completely dry, I can pick out, you know, the eyes, the eyelashes, a few little bits of detail on here. So I do like the eyes on my sketch, so I don't really want to dirty up my sketch, but I do like the little eyes here. So when that's completely dry, I'll put a few little final touches in, and then that'll be it. It'll take a long time to dry because it has been sprayed, but I've used a heavy duty card in order to give it a chance to soak in. And yeah, that's it. So sheep, sprayed sheep, literally sprayed sheep, with just a little bit of agitation with the pointer brush. Enjoy, have a go. If you've got them at home, have a go.